Hello there.
여보세요.
Well done. Welcome to the Book Coven.
That was hello in Korean.
Yes.
I hope.
Yes.
It was.
If she butchered it, don't
Oopsie.
let us know.
여보세요.
Fuck it. 여보세요.
I don't know.
여보세요.
I did it.
Did it.
I tried it.
It's okay. We've got language on the brain because we've got a language character in this week's episode. If you don't already know, the Book Coven reads books, talks about them.
Yep.
That's why you're here, talking about a book. Hopefully you liked this book. This month's theme is technology.
Yes.
Yes. So I picked first and I took it back to like dark technology.
Yeah, yours was
like,
weird technology.
It's weird, like ancient, but like
Alchemy.
advanced alchemy. So like technology in a sense.
Technically technology, but like they're
Yeah.
the first technology.
First technology. So that book is Middlegame by Seanen Mcguire.
Seanen.
Mcguire.
So sorry about last time we said
thought
she was
Seanen
a,
was a
a
boy.
man. I just pictured an older Irishman. I'm sorry, Seanen.
Yeah, she's a
Madame,
woman. She's a woman.
you're a woman.
And she's a wonderful writer.
My mistakesies.
Wonderful wordsmith. But let's give you a little hot synopsis on
Hit
this.
him with it, Chelsea.
hit
Oh,
him.
that's Chelsea.
Oh, and that's Lillian.
Sorry.
In case you didn't know.
Back to the
Wow.
hot synopsis.
And here we are. Meet Roger. Skilled with words, languages come easily to him. He instinctively understands how the world works through the power of story. Meet Dodger, his twin. Numbers are her world, her obsession, her everything. All she understands, she does so through the power of math. Roger and Dodger aren't exactly human, though they don't realize it. They aren't exactly gods either. Not entirely. Not yet. Meet Reed, skilled in the alchemical arts like his progenitor before him. Reed created Dodger and her brother. He's not their father, not quite, but he has a plan to raise the twins to the highest power, to ascend with them and claim their authority as his own. Godhood is attainable. Pray it isn't attained.
What a dick.
Yeah,
Fucking
so
Reed.
I've got thoughts.
Oh, so many.
So many
As
thoughts.
you can see if you're watching this on YouTube, she's a heifer of a book.
This is a heifer.
Heifer of a
It's
book.
big. I'm gonna put it to
When
the
you
camera.
first
Just look at this.
picked that, I was like, fuck me, Chelsea.
So I picked it, didn't look at the word count. I read the description. I was like, that sounds bitchin'. I love alchemy and it's technology.
Then we take out a fucking tome.
Well, I got to the library and it was on the shelf waiting for me with my name on it. And I'm like, no, we have 1 week to read. No. Killed
We
it.
did it every spare moment I have. It's like, we kind of get like 50 pages in. Let's go.
And you know what? I couldn't put it down anyway. I was too like invested.
Yeah, because there was no moment where it made sense
To put it down.
So you just have to keep
Yeah,
reading,
yeah.
or else you just be befuddled.
Exactly. Next time you pick up the book, you're like, where was I?
Yeah.
But I liked it.
This is another one like Paper Ghost where I should hate it by all rights. And part of me when I started it hated it because I was lost
'Cause you were
for
lost,
like
yeah.
95% of
Yeah.
this book. She doesn't really explain anything until the end.
Keeps you in the dark, yeah.
Yeah, so, and there's like, you'll get into it, but they go through time, like they can manipulate time, but then they
Which
don't.
makes things confusing.
Yeah,
as
because
fuck.
like the first time they mention it, you're like, we've already been here before, and then
Yep.
they move on from you.
I
You're
know.
Like, hang on a minute.
What?
When
Excuse
have you
you.
been here?
Excuse me.
I haven't been here before. What?
I'm just reading this. But so I picked for our drink today a beer.
Yeah.
It's a blonde ale. Is it an IPA? It's not telling me. It's blonde. It's called Cause and Effect by Nickelbrook. Some
Nickelback?
Nickelbrook is good. Some Nickelbrook is not so good, but it says it's a miracle of science.
Ah,
So that's why I picked
Nailed
it.
it.
And, cause and effect because things that they did had effects when they
Yeah.
changed time.
Yeah.
And when one dies, the other one dies. It's a whole thing.
Roger and Dodger.
So let's give her a whirl. Gling. Oh, I like that one. I didn't remember liking this one. I mean, what? First time trying it.
It's all right. I mean,
It's not a hoppy beer, so I
Yeah.
think it's tolerable for you, right?
I can finish this little
Okay,
thing.
yeah,
I
yeah.
wouldn't have a full one. I still
Fair
don't
enough.
like beer,
Yeah,
guys. I'm
yeah.
sorry. Sue me, but it's okay. I have an Aperol Spritz.
Yeah, we got her covered on the side. We also made some beautiful treats that have nothing to do with the book, but
Absolutely nothing.
they're delicious. I really wanted dates stuffed with cashew butter and dipped in chocolate.
They look like little poops.
They look like little
cute
poops. Yeah.
I just made some confetti donuts. Because
Why not?
I had 2 hours to make it. I was like,
There you
what
go.
the fuck can we throw
Let's
together
do
here,
donuts.
guys?
I like it. Excellent. Good
Yeah, they
spread.
don't. There's really no like food in this, but like Dodger doesn't really eat, and when she does,
have, like,
it's
pancakes.
pizza.
Yeah.
you know, just to be alive.
Exactly. Yeah, they're just fueling
And
the
she doesn't.
fire.
She doesn't drink. Roger,
Yeah.
I think he drinks, but he doesn't really.
He doesn't say
Yeah,
it.
so there wasn't a clear selection here.
I know.
Folks.
They talk about smoking pot a lot, and I thought, like, well, can that be our pairing? But then I'm like, that'll just be a mess of the show.
Absolute mess. You just sit in silence.
Yeah, we'd forget we stopped talking, and
I
it
couldn't
just wouldn't
explain
work.
this book high. It's it's just drugs in a book form.
Yeah.
It makes no sense, and then it does. And you don't know how it makes sense because it just sneaks up on you.
Yeah. So this book, like the main characters are Roger and Dodger, of course, the twins, who at first don't know they're twins and the book starts with Reed, who's their like father, quote unquote.
Creator.
He's their creator. So, and Reed was a creation already, so he's not human.
They're
He's
like Frankenstein
yes,
monsters.
yeah. So Reed was created by Asphodel, who I think was just human, right? She was just an
she's
alchemist.
just an alchemist,
Yeah. So she created Reed. After he ended up killing her, they didn't get into why.
Yeah, no,
But that just
killed
came
her?
up that he's like, yeah, I killed her.
But he seemed like
But he loved
didn't
her,
want
like,
to.
yeah.
So were you controlled to?
Right.
Was it Roger and Dodger somehow fucking up?
We'll
like
never
going
know.
Back? Who knows? Who
Can they
knows?
go past their point of birth? I don't think so.
Don't they control the universe? Can they just do
That's
whatever
true.
the fuck they want?
Yes.
If they're like when they really come into their power? Mm-hmm. I think they could.
But anyway, so Reed waited a century before he made Roger and Dodger, even though like that was his plan all along. I think he was finalizing like the math.
Yeah, I'm sure it takes
And how to do
I'm
it.
sure it's a significant undertaking.
But like, damn,
Also,
her
there
creation
was,
lived a century.
yeah, so he's immortal
Yeah.
because he's not a
'Cause
real.
he's not
He's
real.
not a real boy.
Oh.
And then I think also the Congress he had to deal with. He couldn't.
Oh, yeah.
He had to
yeah.
get funding for his.
He had to get funding and he had
stuff.
to get permission from the
Yes.
council.
There was a
of
whole like
assholes.
weird underground alchemist society he
Yeah.
has to go through.
And he hates them. I love that
Yeah.
he talks shit about them like at every moment.
Oh.
It's like this moron looks like a bumbling old fool. Like, oh, wow.
We normally spend a lot of time with him, and he seems super powerful. So I don't know
Yeah.
why they matter. But
I don't think, like, because they're all alchemists. I think that's the point, is that, like, if he tries to kill them, they'll try to kill him, right? Because there's the master guy who seemed, like, even more powerful.
then he killed him easily.
But then he killed, yeah, so I don't know.
done like dinner.
I know.
Boom, knife.
I know. But he needed their money.
Good luck explaining this fucking book.
Well, we're on the path. So there's the council. Okay, so he wanted to create children that would be attuned to natural forces in the hopes that eventually they can transmute things with their touch. That was like what he said.
The doctrine.
Which, yeah, they're embodying the doctrine of ethos, which can make them, like, they didn't tell us that it would give him language and her math and stuff. It was
Yeah.
just like it would help them transmute things, blah.
Yeah.
So it was all very vague and mysterious.
So vague.
Yeah.
And then,
So he made 3 sets of twins,
yeah.
and like he did different things with each of them. And Roger and Dodger were the ones that he sent out into the world, even though some other people said that was a bad idea.
His theory was that, so he's trying to embody these humans with the doctrine. And he tried people that grew up in a lab together, grew up in a lab separate, and then grew up separate and outside in the world, which
Yes.
is Roger and Dodger. Because he was thinking if they grow apart, and then when they come together,
They'll maybe have
like,
their powers formed.
manifest
Yeah.
Because I don't know.
He didn't know what to expect. I think that's the whole
I don't know
point.
how to explain this.
Yeah, he just didn't know what to
doctrine.
expect. So I think that's why he had the 3 different trials, right? And he's like, whichever ones end up with powers.
My only issue with this book is she was writing it like I was an alchemist.
I know.
That knew what was happening.
I
Like,
know.
yes, the doctrine
Yeah.
method, dude. Putting it in people, of
I
course,
know.
yes.
I was reading that. I'm like, did I miss something?
What is this?
I missed something.
He's trying to get to the impossible city. There's an impossible
Exactly,
city
like-
on an improbable road. They don't tell you what either of those things are.
I liked the mystery
What
though, because
exactly,
like, what
like-
the fuck is happening?
Yeah. So and then like Asphodel, she wrote a
Children's book.
She wrote a children's book to try to get this in the world, and like sneakily get it past Congress.
Yeah, because she was like outlining her plan for how the whole manifestation of the
Yeah.
doctrine would be.
So then they have chunks of that book in there, and I kept reading it like, is this gonna tell me what is happening?
But I liked that, and in the end, it finally all ties together, and you're like, oh, this is what's fucking going on. So, like, I knew it would come. If it didn't, I'd be pretty pissed, but it did. It all was explained. I liked the characters' journeys. Like I liked hearing Reed talk because he was this like regal man that thinks he's superior. I mean, he's lived for a century, so
Yeah.
he's
Reed, so
pretty-
there's
pretty
Reed
banging.
and then his assistant, Lee. I didn't like her. I like Reed.
Yeah,
Reed is like
she
the
was-
perfect campy villain.
Yes.
You know, in like True Blood and all.
Yeah,
He's the
yeah.
one like he comes in
He's
cloaks,
too-
like,
yeah.
oh hello, I'm here to kill you.
But I don't actually murder you. I send
Yes.
someone else to do it.
Lee tried to do that, but she
She's
was
crazy.
terrible
Yeah.
at it. There's you can go too far in camp. I
Yeah.
didn't like when she was trying to be threatening.
I know.
It was not threatening. It was so cringe. Because she tells you too much of what
She
she's gonna
does.
do. Just fucking do it.
I found that a lot in this book. There was like too much description of stuff would repeat
yeah.
a little bit. So maybe it could have been cut down just a tiny bit.
Oh, it could have been cut down.
I mean, there was a lot to get through though, right? So like,
Yeah.
I don't know. But yeah, like I liked Roger and Dodger's journeys separate from each other because like the fact that they started talking to each other and thinking that they had like imaginary friends
Yeah,
and shit.
randomly. She just appears in his head one
Yeah,
afternoon.
to
like,
help
oh,
him
hey.
do his math homework. And then he helps her with her language homework. And then they're friends. And then they lose touch. Like they stop talking, but they can't remember why.
It's because
And it turns out, Lee, I think it was, ended
Yeah.
up going and like
Yeah, so they have people watching these kids. Roger's parents are
in on it.
alchemists working
Yeah.
for Reed. They sent Dodger to just two normal people. So when Rogers brings up that he has a pen pal
Yeah.
in California that he wants to meet, they instantly know it's her, and like it's too early for some reason for them to meet.
Yeah, I don't know.
They don't
He
tell
just
you
really
why.
didn't want them to
Yeah,
meet.
so they have to cut contact. And poor Dodger. I
know.
felt for her so bad.
I know.
I like her the best out of the twins.
Yeah, she was great. I liked how laid back Roger was. Dodger was a
Yeah.
little more high strung, but that's probably because it's
Because
math.
of what you had. Yeah, so Roger's language, Dodger's math. She can adjust anything in the world, but she can only do it when he tells her to.
Yes.
He has to speak the words to make
it makes her focus.
yeah, to make it true.
Yeah.
So he's technically the most important one because he can basically do anything he wants,
Yeah.
bend all to his will.
Yeah.
With
them a
with
really
her
long
with
time
her
to figure that
maths.
out.
Yeah, and like listening to them spout all these equations and stuff. I was like, okay, I don't know what you're doing, but you guys, you do it.
I'll trust you.
They made a building that was destroyed for years. Come together again.
Yeah. Fucking cool.
It was cool. I don't understand how you did it, but okay.
I don't know, because they
Walk
can
in there,
manipulate
bro.
everything.
Yeah, it's oh boy.
Yeah, and I think it was put into twins. Like, so what he like created these embryos, these beings, and he like put them in a surrogate, and then they C-sectioned them out, and then killed
Yeah.
the mom. Like, killed
I think
the surrogate.
I think they did it in one person before, and they went crazy.
Yeah.
Like they couldn't handle it.
Well, because so the doctrine they thought was supposed to go in one person because the doctrine is one thing, but they found that it didn't leave room for humanity, so let's separate it. But we don't know which set of twins it'll go into, so let's do different trials and see what happens.
Yeah, and then they also made
He's got all the time in the fucking world, so
they also made other people that Aaron was order.
Yes, and Darren was
chaos. And so they have
cool.
people like that.
Yeah. Well, I think because they weren't the pair that was supposed to embody the doctrine. Like, it didn't work for them, and instead order and chaos worked for them. They didn't really get into it much, but
I don't know how you wouldn't have all of the forces needed to create these
I don't know.
beings, but whatever.
Yep.
There's stuff that I don't get it, but I liked it.
Yep.
I liked reading it. She writes very well. So they separate for 5 years.
Yeah. Which is sad. And he ends up seeing her again when she's competing at a chess tournament.
Yeah.
And she tries to talk to him.
She's pissed. Because she's the weaker link, they always say. She doesn't have as much in her nature, she's not good with people.
Yes.
She isolates herself a lot. Mm-hmm. So when he left her, it kind of broke her.
It broke her.
And
she kept trying to call him, and he just wasn't answering, which is
and then she was
sad.
hoping that he would be just as much of a mess as her, but she sees him with a girl.
Yeah, and he's like, "Oh, you're fine."
Yeah, so she has this terrible moment where she tries to kill herself. Mm-hmm. Almost brutal. Does. Takes a bunch of painkillers and then slits her wrist.
And then that almost kills Roger, which is insane.
Has,
I knew that
seizures.
Was going to happen. Yeah. They led up to it really well. He ends up getting seizures in class, and he immediately knows what's happening, which is so
fucked
cool.
Up.
So he runs to a phone to call her dad, and he says, "Your daughter is dying at your house.
Backyard. Quick,
yeah,
go.
You need to go help her." And then they all think that he tried to murder her.
Well, sort of. The parents say that, but everyone else was like, she did this. Yeah.
She took all these painkillers. That wasn't an accident.
Also, you can tell when someone self-harms themselves.
You can tell by the cut. Yeah.
So, jig is up there, but they're like, okay, we'll look for this guy.
This guy with the New England accent. What?
And Roger was such a fucking idiot because he was like, I don't understand. Why was she so mad at me? Because I left her when I was young.
Well, and then she left him. She'd I'm not talking to him for 5 years because
fair.
She was mad that he saved her life, kind of.
And he was like, why isn't she grateful? I saved her life. And eventually she is grateful that he saved her life. But at the time, she wanted to die, you see. So you were not a friend at that time. She wanted to die. You can't just be like, but you're alive.
I know. You got to give it time.
Yeah.
And they do give it time.
Also, Reed visits her in the hospital, and he forces her not to see him anymore. He puts
he puts some voodoo spell.
Yeah.
And I like that he was carrying that hand with the candles, the one that's on the cover of the book, because they didn't explain what it was. I'm just like, how is no one noticing this guy with a candle hand
that's
in the hospital?
Where do you buy that candle?
Where do you get one of those?
Turns out you don't buy it. You murder
someone. You take their hand and you turn it into a candle that has a property that can be whatever they choose.
Yeah,
disguise.
It makes invisible. Yeah. It stops all sound.
It's fucking badass.
Alchemy.
Where is this in our lives? Bring it on, bitch.
Oh, fuck. And then I think no, not yet. Is that when they start talking about, this has happened to us before? Or this is
there's a couple times where they say, and then there's a couple times also where throughout the book it says we were wrong or we did it wrong, we did it wrong.
If it starts with them, near death.
Yeah.
And then it goes back to their childhood.
And you hear the bullets and she was shot in the chest or something.
You think this whole book is just going to lead up to that moment, but it turns
out... It kind of does.
It does.
But not the same. She gets shot in the shoulder instead. And
so they keep altering the timelines. I think they they
13,000 times they've altered it.
So, and you don't know when you're reading it, like what fucking timeline am I in.
So it never backpedals until near the end once you realize that they're actually fucking with the timeline, and then it like backpedals once and like
I really started to
and
get
then
lost.
It goes all the way through.
When Aaron came in, I was like, okay, wait a minute. Yeah. Wait a fucking minute. Now we're changing time, guys.
Yeah. Well, because
help me out. What?
Yeah, because Darren died, and they sent Aaron to watch a Dodger and make sure that Dodger and Roger stay separated.
So, she's Dodger's roommate at college. That's when they see each other again. Yeah. They wind up at Berkeley together. And they hash it out.
Yep. And they agree to stay in each other's lives.
Aaron occasionally pops in and says some weird shit.
She followed him home and
she talks to him like she references that children's book a lot, with the Impossible City and the Improbable Road.
And she talks to him like she's talked to him a lot. Right?
Yeah, and he's just like, I don't way too calm. He's like, are you on drugs? Yeah. But he's still way too calm about her. Oh,
totally.
But then also because she's saying shit that he does know because he just doesn't know it yet because it happened in a different timeline.
Yeah.
He's not that scared by it because he knows it. He just doesn't know how or why he knows it.
Exactly. So but he could feel it and he could feel the air change.
So he's just kind of like, okay. Aaron's just weird.
And then you find out that the only reason she remembers stuff is because he'd like order her to before they changed the timeline. He'd order her to remember very specific things.
She has the worst job.
She does. She's like, fuck, 13,000 times. She's got some memories up there.
She doesn't remember everything.
No.
But she knows that every time they change the timeline.
Yeah. She feels it every time they change it.
She's always just like, well, fuck me, guys.
Right? Again?
Here we go.
Get it right.
So
there was one timeline that she mentioned briefly that Dodger, when she was like 5 or whatever, gets hit by a car and then is in a coma for 25 years. Yeah. And then when she finally wakes up, Roger's there and he's like, we need to do this again. We need to try it again.
Yeah,
she wakes up, Roger and Aaron are there like, who are you?
I think they start fucking with the timelines at Thanksgiving because Roger goes back to his house first and he mentions Dodger, how he thinks that he has a twin, and his parents, of course, because they work for them,
freak
the fuck out. They call Lee, and like he goes upstairs. He gets a call from Aaron, like, "What the fuck did you do?"
And she tells him exactly how to reverse it.
Yeah, he has to command Dodger to do this equation. She goes into this weird math
trance.
thing.
Yeah, which is cool.
So then that's the first time they change time, and you're like, okay, well,
that's the first time she shows us that it's changing. Yeah.
And then
the other times it'll just like a chapter will finish and she'll just say, we did it wrong, we did it wrong, we did it wrong, right? And it's like so what? That each time that happened, like I want to read it again so that I know that each time it happened, it was a time jump.
Yeah.
So we're going back and we're doing it over again.
Yeah. They fix the Thanksgiving one.
Yeah, and he goes with her family instead. Yes. And her dad's way cooler with them being twins than his family was.
Well, because they're not weird fucking scientists.
Well, because they don't know it, the whole shebang.
They're just like, okay, he is a twin. And then they make the terrible decision to get their blood tested.
Yep. But before that, they were talking about, like, they've been talking about quantum entanglement this whole time, and they thought that's what's connecting them, which I thought was pretty funny. Like, we're entangled, and they were afraid to touch. So, like, when he was making amends with her, they were, like, stepping side by side, like, avoiding each other, because they're like, maybe if we touch, it'll, like, explode or something.
With people.
I mean, they were kind of right. The closer they got, the more fucking shit got fucked.
So they have this blood test, and then
their friend does it, their roommate,
their doctor,
this nice girl.
Or her, she's like, you guys are related, but she knows that they're not right. Like, these aren't actual humans. They were made.
Yeah, so she's like, I need more blood, and I need it, like...
She's, like, excited to research them, and they're like, okay.
They're just like, fine.
And then Erin, of course, has been watching, so she kills her and sets the school on fire.
Oh my God.
And then that's they come together. They're investigating, and they cause an earthquake.
Yep.
They attempt to start manifesting. They don't know they're manifesting their powers.
They were like playing, like she'd say a couple numbers and he'd say a word that like went with it, which like
somehow.
For them it was a game because like it was related, and that was like that because they were connecting on it. Like he was reading her math story essentially.
And
they started manifesting and it caused an
caused
earthquake.
a 6.7.
6.7. Yeah.
Earthquake.
Right on a fault line, too. Come on.
So thousands of people died.
Yeah.
And then they were both like, did we do that?
Yeah.
And Roger runs away.
Yeah, he literally runs away.
And she's
Literally
like, okay.
runs away. And she's just there. Huh.
And that was a bad call because then in other timelines, when they're dying, they're like, where did this go wrong? And then when he runs away in that timeline, she couldn't forgive Roger.
Yeah.
And it led to them dying. So Roger had to go back and change it.
And then he called her.
Yeah, to make it that she would forgive him.
Yeah, so he called her right after the earthquake. So after he ran away, future him called her and said, look, I understand what I did is stupid, but please never stop loving me.
Yeah.
Like, I love
Fight
you.
for me.
And And she's like, okay.
And then she could feel right away that,
so cute.
That
like
changed
the best
something.
Siblings. Yes. Before that, though, there's this quote by Erin. I can't fucking remember why she said it, but she said it to Roger. Obviously, everything she says is to Roger. You can't skip to the end of the game just because you're tired of being in the middle. So I think he was like trying to figure out what's going on.
Yeah.
And she's just like, no. You're not fucking ready. You need to get now right.
Yeah.
Because they kept having to jump back from those days because they kept fucking up like all in a row.
Because nothing makes sense.
Well, they don't know they're doing it.
And Erin's just saying shit, but she doesn't even, no one knows what they're supposed to do. Or
and
how
no
they're
one knows what
to
the
do
fuck
it.
Erin's
They
saying.
just know that they have to do this thing.
Yes.
So Erin
It's so
keeps trying to
confusing.
tell them, like, okay, this is what you guys are.
Yeah.
You were made,
And they're
here's
like,
why.
you're insane.
You need to take us to
know.
the impossible city and get to the improbable road. And everyone's like, what does that mean, Erin?
Yeah.
And she's like, I don't know, damn it.
Yeah.
Just do it.
And then Roger has this like vision of them, or I think Dodger maybe had the vision of them being burned. And then saying like, well, at least this is better than being shot to death.
Yeah.
I was like, oh shit. We're going dark here, people.
Yeah, fucking hell. So, okay, so they come together. And there's another time jump. They're like nearly 30.
Yeah.
Erin has been living with Roger. They're
For
dating.
7 years.
Yeah.
Holy.
And Dodger is like a author now, and she's living on her own.
Yeah.
And then that's where she gets a call from herself in the past.
Oh, yeah.
Who's like, hey. Oh, no, she comes home one day and her therapist is there to kill her.
Yes.
Because he is in on this
He's
whole
in on
thing,
it.
too.
Can you imagine?
Your
like
therapist.
And I loved reading that part because we had just talked, like we just did the books.
Yeah.
With Chelsea Handler and the girls from My Favorite Murder, who both books are like, everyone should go to therapy.
Your
Therapy is
therapist's trying to
great.
kill her.
And then in this book, it's like, no, he's going to try and murder you.
And even the whole time she's like, you're my therapist, dude.
Yeah, and he's just like, well, not really. I had to listen to you whine the whole time. I'm like, oh my God, fuck you.
fucking
That's
hell.
your job.
Yeah, so she takes care of him good, though. 'cause
She does.
Her mathing, she doesn't have any depth perception, but she knows where everything is, basically,
because
around
she
her.
knows all the angles, and she was just like throwing things at him from like, he couldn't even see
and he'll try
her.
to shoot her, but she can move so like it misses her
yeah.
every time, and it's fucked up.
It was cool.
And then so she has him tied up, and then she gets a call from herself in the past,
Yeah.
and she's like, yo, Roger's coming. You gotta... I think that's the one where she has decided to forgive him. So her future self is like, okay, I can talk to Roger.
Yeah.
Whereas before she would have been
She
like,
would have said no,
you.
fuck off. Yeah.
Oh boy.
So that was good. And then Erin had gotten the phone call that says, this is it. Kill Roger. And it just like in every timeline, we find out she says no because she's like, this is stupid. Maybe because she's been living with him for 7 years. You grow a fondness.
Those feelings.
How can you not?
We should say Reed has decided that they're no longer good candidates for the
Yeah,
doctrine.
he made new children. Like,
that
why?
he raised in the lab that are apparently better suited for it.
Maybe because he realized like when they're out on their own, they become too much of their own people, right? Like they end up with their own personalities, their own agenda.
Yeah.
And if they have their own agenda, why would they follow him?
You don't have to be a scientist to know that's what would happen.
Yeah. Bruh.
So yeah, he orders them to die. And
Aaron says, nay.
we will save the day.
Yeah. She's like, you guys need to manifest. And then she's trying to explain it to them. And reading that was driving me nuts.
She says
because
it
Roger's
over
just
and
like,
over.
this is crazy.
Yeah.
I don't believe you. Like, dude, she just lit your house on fire. She's not.
With a hand, a weird magical
fucking
hand.
weird hand. Like, you're not going to believe her?
And you guys caused an earthquake.
And you have weird, like, you've got the quantum entanglement thing. Like, how do you not believe this woman?
I understand what she's saying. Makes no sense, but like, just roll with it. You're already in a weird fucking world.
I would try it. I'd just be like, all right, I'm going to try this manifest thing.
That's basically what they do.
Did, yeah.
Dodger's just like, okay. Roger, say something to me. And then she, like, does math.
They go into a trance.
She learns what she needs to learn.
Yeah. They went into, like, a hand-holding trance. And then they find out that they have to, like, go to the element of water, and that's when they go to the bathhouse, which I thought was really cool seeing just, like, all the recreation of this crumbled bathhouse.
Yeah. And they're walking in rooms that aren't there,
really
but they're walking in it, like the floors are there.
And it's, like, above the ocean, which is even cooler. And, like, we're finally at where the book started, technically, where she's writing shit on the walls and then gets shot. And then she kills, like, she thinks she kills Lee and the other construct and stuff.
Yeah.
It's pretty brutal.
An insane fight. And then she finishes the equation and Roger says it and they manifest.
Oh, yeah. He reads her equation like a story. And the equation is the story of them, which is really fucking cool. It's like their little story.
Yeah.
And then, she's just about to die. I fucking loved this part of the book. She's just about to die, and he's just about to go down with her. And he's like reading the wall, and he's like, I read it. We're done. Like, why aren't we? You're supposed to manifest with me now. You're supposed to live. And then he sees like, oh, there's one more thing. There's like a thumbprint, and he reads that, and he says, and they both lived. And then she lived, and I was just like, yes.
Yeah, so they can bring people back from the dead. They can basically do whatever they want.
But they don't.
Because they just got these powers.
Oh, come on. What? All they did was the bus ticket thing. Like, we have tickets.
They don't even really know how to do anything
Try
yet.
shit.
I'm sure they'll get to it, but so
I don't know. They come
across Aaron, who you think had died, drowned.
Yeah, he brings her back.
Just by saying, hey, you're alive.
Yeah.
And she's like, okay. And then they have to go kill Reed, obviously. Mm-hmm. And so they go to the lab, and Reed is a dick.
Yeah.
And I was like, I knew you'd be here.
Yeah, because I'm fancy.
Yeah. And it turns out Lee didn't fucking die, the bitch. Mm-hmm. She had this another stupid hand. She gave the old shank out of nowhere.
She's made of 12 dead women, right? Was it 12?
I think so.
So, like, she's going to be hard to kill.
Smart cookie, yeah.
And she's got, like, she kept describing, like, a bird flapping in their chest. So
if
fucking
you don't
cool.
see the person die,
they're
double
alive.
tap to make sure they're dead. You don't know they're fucking dead.
Alive. They're alive.
Got it?
Double tap.
Double tap that.
If you learn anything from zombie films.
Yeah, so she stabs one of them. Was it Dodger? She stabs Aaron, I think. And they get captured.
Aaron gets stabbed by Reed.
They get captured, and then you think, like, oh, fuck. It's going to go on again.
Yeah.
And then they run into the other twins, and they talk him out of it. Like, look, you guys don't want to be like us.
Yeah. The way the one girl was talking, Katie? Kim and Tim. Kim and Tim. The way Kim was talking, I thought they were like 10. And then it says that she's 16. I'm like, oh.
Well, she grew up in a fucking lab with weird Mr.
Oh, and I guess she's math, not language. But they're supposed to be super smart.
They're a little odd.
And Mr. Language never spoke once, Tim. He never said anything. And you thought these kids were better suited as the doctrine?
Well, you just had more control over them.
I know, but... Come on.
So they use their weird fucking witch doctor shenanigans to save the day. They kill Reed. Oh, Lee gets a vat of magical acid thrown at her and melts, which was beautiful. And then Reed gets shot by Roger. And Aaron burns the lab down and herself with it.
Yeah.
And
it's beautiful.
That's when they find out that they changed the timeline 13,000 times.
Yes.
And they want to do it again, but they want to do it right so that none of these people die. Oh, because
their parents.
Lee killed Dodger's
both sets of parents.
So then they're like, okay, we'll do this, but we need to do it only once more. perfect. So that's where it ends. They're gonna like research what they have to do.
Yeah, so it could take a couple years even, but like, hey, if they get there and if they're manifest powerful enough, maybe
Yeah.
they can tell themselves to remember this in the past.
Yeah.
So that when they do go back, hopefully they remember it.
Crazy.
It was beautiful. Have a date. I thought it was dope. I really liked her D&D references because you could tell she's like obviously a nerd if she's, writing this cool alchemy book. So those were fun.
It was good. It was just confusing as fuck.
Yeah. Yeah. But I'm used to reading like timeline jumps and stuff because I like the Flash and I read a lot of like the DC comics and DC has a lot of parallel worlds and stuff. So it wasn't new to me. I love time stuff. Anything with time jumping and like time altering, I'm so there. I'm fucking there.
Oh fuck! It's a whole thing.
No, I love it.
Those are good dates.
Was it good? There's just, oh yeah.
It's just cashew butter and chocolate, vegan chocolate.
And a date. Oh yeah. Dope.
Yum, yum, yum,
And
yum.
dates are just they just are sugary.
I really love Laura bars. Speaking of dates.
They're not made of dates. Is that its base? You know they make date sugar, like they grind down dates. It's like
Yeah,
one of
use that.
I've used it. It's one of like the best sugars for you because it's the lowest on the glycemic index.
Look at that, guys. Fucking health lesson.
Dates are
Not a
delicious.
chewy date.
It's a chewy day.
Continue.
Yeah, I just think personally the kids needed to do more cool shit because I thought at the end they'd be like floating and shit. Like I thought he'd realize I can control shit. And like if he just says fly, like
Then he'll fly.
then he'll fly. Why not?
Everything
right?
he says will happen. Yeah, I wanted to see them fully manifest. I wish
Or tell Reed to kill himself.
I wish
Stuff like that.
50-year-old Roger and Dodger made an appearance.
Yes.
Like they just floated in.
Yeah, it's like or like 40 years later they're like
and like people are trying to shoot them and they're just like
Yeah.
no.
well,
And then it
someone tried to
stops.
shoot him and he just said miss, which was
Yes.
pretty cool. So like the bullets were missing. I did really like that they each lacked something. Like he was colorblind and she had no depth perception. But then
bummer.
when they were in each other's heads, they had it. So
You
they
know,
were
my
like,
brother's
"Yay."
colorblind, and
really?
without glasses, I have no depth perception. Perhaps we are the doctrine.
doctrine. Go home and try and manifest. Tell your brother that. See what he
We are the
says.
doctrine.
He's gonna throw a shoe at you.
Yeah, for sure. I can't do any math.
You can be language.
Nah.
He's an engineer.
You've seen me try to say names.
He's an
Took
engineer.
me a while to figure out how to say asphodel. Is that
Asphodel.
asphodel?
I don't know if that's right. Just say it
I don't
confidently and people will believe you.
I just named her Asmodeus because it was easier for me to say
Easier. Really, Asmodeus.
Asmodeus.
I
Don't
like the
ask
name
me questions.
Asphodel.
Yeah, I don't think we're the doctrine. Would have been great though.
Would have been
We're
cool.
not twins either.
Oh, right.
And he's an
right.
asshat.
And
I don't hear him in my head. Thank Christ.
Could you fucking
Ew.
imagine? See, at least these guys they started out as friends and they found out they were twins later.
Would have been awkward, if
Yeah.
they smashed.
I like that throughout they're like, we're not attracted to each other. That's
Yeah.
good. That's fine. Whatever. I was like, oh, thank God. After all
Please
the
don't
fucking stupid movies
So
that have
much
surprise incest.
incest.
Like you're just there watching the movie, minding your own business. Like, hey, this is pretty good. Oh, maybe it'll be spooky later. Surprise incest, bam!
Oh,
Like
my.
what the fuck?
I think Game of Thrones
Who
just opened
wrote
the door.
these?
Like we can write incest.
We can write incest.
Okay.
Yeah. See, at least they were like upfront. They were whatever. But like, we watched 2 movies in a row one night.
Yeah, the
Each
lodgers.
had fucking incest in it. The Lodgers and that other one with the stupid house. Where like the mom, like the parents kept killing themselves to leave the house to their children who would then smash, have more kids, then they'd go kill
That
themselves.
was the lodgers.
Was that the Lodgers?
I was the lodgers.
Okay, then the
Yeah.
other one was some wolf thing in
Oh.
a cave or something.
Yeah.
Fuck these
I forget
movies,
the
guys.
name. Yeah, just so much incest. Every
Like,
time I watch
put it
a
in your
horror movie now,
description.
I'm like, oh please.
Like,
I
what's
can't.
gonna
I
happen?
shouldn't have to say like, please don't fuck your brother.
Right?
Please.
That's just a given.
A cousin.
making these films?
If you want to put that in film, I guess if you have to have incest.
It's less scary, that's for sure, but it's still scary.
Not your brother.
No. Right?
Because I watch a lot of movies with my brother. I don't want to just sit
I know,
there
and you're like, huh, gross.
Okay.
Hi.
Yay.
And like, what happened to the family pheromones? You're supposed to be turned off by them.
Yeah.
Are these movie makers like
No, just go
from
for
the
it.
South?
It's just disgusting.
Just
Please don't fuck your family. There's a million fish out in the sea.
So luckily, this book had no incest.
Yeah, Dodger isn't really into it.
She's not into anything. She
Yeah.
seems like she's
Doing the
just
math.
like, yeah, I like math. Whatever,
Yeah.
fuck you.
Men take up time when she could be doing math.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Good for her.
Yeah.
She's
Do your
good egg.
equations. Wish I could do math like her. Actually, no, that's too much.
It's too.
I don't want to do what
She
they
like
can do.
looks at the angle of everything, but then she knows like all the dimensions of like her house and everything.
Yeah,
like she was so.
There's too much going
in it.
on.
There
in
was too much going on.
No thanks.
I'd prefer language totally.
I don't want either of their powers.
Oh, but he knows like every story and he knows all of
There's
history.
a limit. I would like some powers, sure. There's a limit to the powers. I don't want to be
I
all
want language
powerful.
now.
Jesus
That's
Christ.
dumb. I'd like
Yeah.
to be all powerful.
No. It's too much. It's too much. It's too much.
Too much pressure.
Too much to do. No, thank you. It's just too shocking to think that you can do anything.
That'd be so dope.
No.
I would do simple things just like them. Where you just
Basically, yeah.
Because it'd be too scary to do big things.
Yeah, and I wouldn't want anyone to know what I can do.
Yeah, and you wouldn't want anyone to get hurt because you fucked up.
Yeah.
Right? Like that's because that's
And, like,
not
I
fair.
honestly,
I guess if
I-
you can
I
go back in
wouldn't-
time though, you just
I
undo
wouldn't
that.
change the world.
Yeah.
Like, I wouldn't actually, like, I wouldn't be a superhero. I wouldn't really help. I mean, if someone was in need around me, I see you, like, are you about to get hit by a car? I'd help out. But, like, I'm not going to end world hunger or, like,
okay.
stop wars.
Fair
I'll
enough.
just be in my basement, like, no. Yeah, I don't want to deal with this. It's a lot, folks.
I feel like if I were having a bad day, I'd be Infinity Gauntlet, snap my hands.
Yeah, I have
and,
meltdowns a lot. I'd kill
50% of the planet
I
gone.
would.
Fuck you.
It would be a disaster.
Yeah.
Anyone that bothered me a little too much.
Just a little.
Dead.
And you're dead now.
Which is why we don't have powers, and it's great.
Yeah. Humans
Now
are
we just
too.
see
Humans
silently.
suck too much for.
Yeah, just go, fuck you, and run away.
Yeah, exactly. That's a power. Being able to say "fuck you" to someone.
Yep, not the hero type. Not for me. I like watching them. Don't want to be one.
Fair enough. It's a lot of pressure.
Even to be
I
a
wanna be Wonder
super
Woman.
villain, though.
That'd be a lot of effort. That's even more effort, if anything, because you like have to stay hidden.
Yeah.
Like your plan is to stay
I
hidden.
just want to do some cool shit, but like I know it's selfish, but just for my benefit. I'll just have like a nice house and some money, and I'll just chill, and all will be well. And if someone needs help,
If they're like right out my window.
fine.
Oh, wow.
I'll help you.
I'd go full out costume and all.
Oh, of course you would. But then everyone knows. You'll get fucking every day, every second of every day. Someone will be like, Chelsea, help me.
Well, I wouldn't let them know it's me. I'd Clark Kent that shit. When I'm saving people,
Put
the
on some
glasses come off.
Yeah. Someone will find you.
And I get that little
They
hair
always
curl.
find them.
A little hair
They always find you, Chelsea.
curl. Yeah, they would.
Too much pressure. Don't give me any powers. I would love to just be like a vampire, a werewolf. You know?
Oh, okay.
Low key powers.
Low key.
Yeah.
Low key. Maybe not a vampire, because then you can go outside at the day. I feel like the day's important.
Yeah.
Because if you're a vampire, you still have to go to work.
That's true. That's
You
true.
could be a bartender.
Yeah, maybe it's like one of those magical vampires that can go out in the day. They're around. I've seen them.
Like, in real life.
Oh, sure. Yeah. Of course.
I've seen them too. They live in LA.
Ooh, hybrid, like an underworld vampire werewolf. They walk in the sun. It went great for Michael in Underworld. Well, he did get kidnapped and die, but before
Shit
that,
happens.
it was fine.
Shit happens. There are vampires in California.
Are there?
Vampires.
Oh yeah, those fucking. Listen, do whatever you want. You want to suck each other's blood? All right,
Like,
that's fine.
let's not pretend, though.
Yeah.
Like,
Did you watch that?
I mean, really.
that Netflix show.
Yes,
The travel.
travel. Oh, fuck. Dark
Yeah, Dark Traveler or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, he went to...
He went to the vampires in LA. That was funny.
Oh, boy.
Entertaining.
Yeah.
Definitely watch that show, guys. He goes to like voodoo and hoodoo. He's like, what's the difference between?
I wish I knew. That guy never told us on our New Orleans tour.
Come see, come saw.
That doesn't mean what I think you think it means,
Yeah, sir. Have you been near any French people ever? Because that doesn't mean follow me. He'd say it and want us to follow him.
I loved him, though.
I know.
Come see, come saw.
Come see, come saw. That means so-so.
But he said it with such conviction. I was like, okay.
He did. I feel like a bunch of people went home and they're like saying it now.
Come see, come saw.
Come see, come saw. Follow me. Suivez-moi. See, that means follow me. Suivez-moi.
Thank you, Finding
Learn,
Nemo.
yes, learn from fish and Finding Nemo.
I always say that now. Every single
too.
time I'm like, suivez-moi.
Suivez-moi.
Follow me.
You have to follow up with the English one.
So few people get that.
I know. I've
you not
said it.
watch
They're just
movies?
like, what? And then if they say like, oh, have you seen Finding Nemo? They're like, yeah. I'm like, well, why don't you remember?
Follow me.
It's the best part. That and the fucking Ring of Fire.
The Ring of Fire.
Ring of Fire.
Also like, escape. Oh, it's funny. It spelled just like the word escape.
See, there's so many good ones.
Fuck, I love Finding Nemo.
I know. So many
Anyways.
good ones. Oh, yes. So, we are in technology for the month of
July.
August.
Yeah.
The month of August is technology.
August. So we went to the dark ages.
We had the dark old school, and now we're getting super new school.
I went like, I'm super scared of the dark web. So I saw this book, The Dark Net, and I was like, oh my.
My fears come to life.
Here we go. The dark net is real. Oh, my voice. Yeah, it is, folks.
Yeah.
An anonymous and often criminal arena that exists in the secret far reaches of the web. Some use it to manage bitcoins, pirate movies and music, or traffic in drugs and stolen goods. And now an ancient darkness is gathering there as well. This force is threatening to spread virally into the real world unless it can be stopped by members of a ragtag crew. 12-year-old Hannah, who has been fitted with the Mirage, a high-tech visual prosthetic to combat her blindness, wonders why she can see shadows surrounding some people. That would be so dope. Leah, a technophobic journalist, has stumbled upon a story nobody wants her to uncover. Mike Juniper, a one-time child evangelist who suffers from personal and literal demons, has an arsenal of weapons stored in the basement of the homeless shelter he runs. I think he's going to be my favorite.
Oh, no, yeah.
And Derek, a hacker with a cause, believes himself a soldier of the internet, part of a cyber army akin to Anonymous. They have no idea what the Darknet really contains. Set in present-day Portland, the Darknet is a cracked mirror version of the digital nightmare we already live in, a timely and wildly imaginative techno-thriller about the evil that lurks in real and virtual spaces, and the power of a united few who fight back.
Nice.
Synopsis.
That'll be fun. There's a lot of
Yeah.
characters. I was expecting like a
Spooky.
one-person thing.
No, we got a whole crew.
Got a whole
Fighting some spooky witchcraft Darknet.
shit. Yeah, it sounds like it gets supernatural and shit too. Literal demons. Nice.
I mean, if I was some kind of supernatural entity, I'd go through the web.
Why not? It's the most fucking powerful thing we have now.
Everyone's on the web. It's super easy.
The knowledge is there. Like, yeah. You can get all
do
of
it.
our knowledge
on the Darknet.
on the fucking web. Oh, yes. And let's talk about Seanen
Seanen.
Mcguire.
Oh, this one is from Benjamin Percy.
Oh, Mr. Percy. Okay, so Seanen Mcguire, who wrote Middlegame, this wonderful time-jumpy book that fucked us.
Fucked us right up.
She's also the author of the Hugo, Nebula, Alex, and Locus award-winning Wayward Children series, the October Day series, the Encrypted series, and other works, including the ongoing Spider-Gwen Ghost Spider for Marvel Comics.
Oh,
I thought that was pretty cool.
Spider-Gwen,
Spider-Gwen. Yeah.
I don't know.
I
if
like
that's her theme
Spider-Gwen.
song.
It's definitely not, but it should be. I like Spider-Gwen. She also writes darker fiction as Mira Grant. Oh shit, she's got a pen name and writes darker? This was pretty dark.
Pretty dark. Mira Graham?
Mira Grant.
Mira Grant.
Yeah.
Oh!
Wait, do you know?
I think,
some of
is
the
that the... Let me look that. Continue reading.
Okay. Seanen lives in Seattle with her cats, a girl after my heart, a vast collection of creepy dolls, wow, okay, horror movies, and sufficient books to qualify her as a fire hazard. She won the 2010 John W. Campbell Award for Best New Writer, and in 2013 became the first person to appear 5 times on the same Hugo ballot.
Wow.
Nice.
Yes,
for her.
She wrote under Mira Grant Into the Drowning Deep, which is the lesbian mermaid horror book that I wanted to read.
Perfect.
Which I'm gonna pull that out one day, guys.
Yeah.
We're waiting for the theme. There's another aquatic novel we're waiting for.
Yeah. Once that's out, we're doing aquatic, and we've got our books.
You're the lesbian mermaid girl.
Nice. You know what? I forgot to mention that too. She talked a lot. I feel like she likes women more than men, because it read that way. She talked way more about Dodger than Roger. Yeah. So I could have used. Normally, I like that too, but I could have used more Roger. Mm-hmm. Like he did barely anything this book.
Yeah, it's interesting because he is. They keep saying that
he technically has more power.
The lesser of the two. So,
but it was like all about Dodger. Mm-hmm. Could have used more Roger, bro.
I like Dodger.
I do like her too. All is well. So eventually we'll be reading. We'll be reading
coming back to you.
Yeah, exactly.
Damn, I didn't know that at all.
Nice.
I'm very excited for that book, Seanen. So
yeah, it sounds good.
I hope it's great.
Wonder if it's this big.
It's not. I looked at it. It's like this big-ish.
Oh, okay.
Maybe a little bigger.
Beautiful. Beauty. Woo! I'm excited for the darknet. Excited for more technology.
Yeah.
So get reading that one because August is, a cottagey month.
It's coming.
You got to bring your books to the cottage.
Yep.
Read on the dock.
A spooky, weird, supernatural darknet.
Don't read it at night on the dock. Mm-hmm. Read it during the day.
No, read it at night. Don't be a puss.
On the dock.
Yeah.
That's when you get murdered.
Get a lantern.
Okay.
You'll be fine.
That's in one of those little reading lights on your head.
Here we go.
Like a little fish. Beautiful. And then send us a selfie because that sounds delightful.
I would love that.
But yes, please rate and review on iTunes. Mm-hmm. Y'all.
And we're on Spotify,
Google Play. Mm-hmm. I don't know. Whatever you're listening to us on right now, that's probably what we're on.
YouTube.
Yeah.
There's a date stuck right up here.
Right in your face.
Right up here.
But that was Lillian.
That's Chelsea.
And we'll see you next time.
Yeah.
How do you say goodbye in alchemy? Zim zamabow.
Oh, nailed it. What if you did something? You don't even know what
Guys,
you could have
magic.
done.
I don't know. I might be dead.
Sorry if
Afterlife
something happens to you guys because of Chelsea.
Sorry.
She did it.
I'm
I didn't
sorry.
say anything.
It's the alchemy.
Don't fuck with that shit.
Wow. Throwing me under the bus. Bye.
See ya.